All right, so welcome to another episode of Ripping On. Today's hosts are is Maxos, Eric, myself, and V, who at the moment isn't able to chat, but she will join in later when she can. Daniel will be
She's
joining
getting her
us.
cavities checked.
Is she now? Daniel will join us later, and today's episode will be dedicated to Eric and changing the world because apparently he has awakened to a new superpower that he
Oh,
believes that
shit.
can help. I might be exaggerating on the superpower, but yeah, something of the sort.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Borderline, like I think it's
Borderline?
up there, man. I think I've transcended, man.
Oh, oh, even better. What a good word to use. You want to give us a little rundown of who you are and what's been happening, so that way we
Bro,
can
like from the start,
mhm. No, no, no. Just like a little, rundown of, your history. That way they know who you are and everything like that.
my history, dude. Like, I mean,
Just
You were
answer the
born.
question.
You were born.
yes,
You
I was
developed
born.
as a
I
human.
indeed,
You
indeed, I
developed
was
as a
born.
human. What changed you or created your personality? Stuff like that.
I mean, I was born to a single mother.
Mm,
I developed Crohn's disease at 12 years old. I got
mm,
diagnosed at 14, surgery at 15. Lost my mother when I was 23, fell into a deep depression.
mm.
Don't know knows all about that one.
I do.
And ended up in the street, and then someone came through, yada yada, and suffered basically for the last 12 years since then. Ups and downs, lots of ups and downs, lots of failures, and yeah, and at one point I stopped failing, and that felt really good. And like I don't know when it happened, but like 6 months ago or so, like I just like I woke up, I was like fearless, like life is was easy to me at that point, because I'd just been through like fucking hell, for the rest of my life. And at one point, like at the end there, I justified it, like I was cool, like I wasn't like depressed, I was like fuck it, like if this is my life, like I'm all right with it, like if I have nothing, and if I live the rest of my life like alone in some fucking apartment, and I never marry, never have kids, then that's fine, that's okay, and I'll probably be luckier than most, to be honest.
You
But
accepted the fate that was dealt to you, basically.
yeah, absolutely, man. Like, I let go, I let go of everything.
Mm,
And then after I started getting on those meds, right? Those immunosuppressants and shit.
mhm.
And like during a course of like 3 or 4 months or whatever, like starting to realize slowly that like maybe I could have like a real life, like maybe I could have like a wife and kids. It was like starting to become possible and shit, right?
Mm.
And then at the same time, I also realized that I was like this fucking apparently really rare fucking personality type or whatever fucking Sigma personality type, which is basically like fucking, I don't know, man, like self-validation and shit. Like it's just all the best fucking parts of a human being, man. I swear to God. And I just want to spread that like throughout the fucking world and make the world a better place at this point, for my own sake.
Okay, okay. Well, you know my
Yeah,
points of view. Basically, the world is a shit den, and all the shit people in
yeah.
it ain't gonna change. So,
I mean, I disagree.
I'm
I think they change for their own sakes, man. Like that's what's so powerful about like my message is that it's fucking true, man. Like it's fucking real, dude. It's authentic, man. It's genuine, man. And it's like everyone wants this, man. Everyone wants to be fucking actually truly happy, man. Like, and the fucking big reason people aren't is they're not being challenged, man. Like the world that I want to create, man, is a world of like excellent fucking human beings, man. Where you wake up in the morning and you're proud to be a human being.
Question. What if your message works for yourself and literally for nobody else? In fact, it's toxic to other people.
It's impossible that it's toxic because it's all about like promoting mental and physical well-being and shit, right? and then like creating challenges for yourself and promoting like self-growth and self-confidence, and like that's like a fucking sure way of like creating successful people, strong people.
Yes, but
I
he's asking you, let's say it works for you, but in a hypothetical situation, it doesn't work for everyone else.
It's not
But
going to work
then,
for everyone. Not everyone's going to like, I have 12 years, 12, 15, my whole life I've been doing this, over other people and shit. Like it's gonna take a bit, man. There's gonna be like, but I'm gonna be the role model, man. Like I'm the perfect case study, man. Like who the fuck else is gonna do it, Like I'm the only one like that has that personality type that's super fucking rare, that's been fucking self-isolated from society for 15 years and shit, and tortured basically physically and mentally. Like you find me someone else, man, that can fill that spot, man.
why would
I
that?
think V might be able to join in on that. She
Yeah,
also has suffered quite a bit.
but
Good,
also,
man.
wait, 1 second, 1 second. Why would that having that experience be a value or something useful for your message to be spread?
Because pain is important, man. Because like I found myself through my pain, man. Like I became fearless through it and shit. Like it's super fucking important, man. Like if you're not challenged, if you don't truly find yourself, man, like you're never gonna be happy.
I
You
guess
never like happiness is
what
a
I
choice that you make, man. Like if you think you don't deserve it, you'll never achieve it.
uh,
Eh,
actually, yeah. Go ahead.
no. You can continue with the next
No, I
question.
was gonna say that Daniel should be made,
Aware?
yeah, caught up with Jesus
Yeah,
here.
catch me up.
All right, so basically, my friend
Yeah, the
Eric.
parables are the parables are there, dude. They didn't come fucking. I'm not unaware of that shit, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm being ironic, but actually, Daniel, like the quickest way I can describe our friend Eric here is
Mm-hmm. Just go
like
for it, like.
think about Jesus, and
Yeah,
that's
modern day Jesus, dude, straight up. Just go with it.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
no, but I'm joking. But Eric has gone through a lot of stuff in his life, but recently, in the last several months, he's stopped being afraid and really found himself, and he thinks he can spread this message to the entirety of humanity. Am I misrepresenting you?
No, he's pretty good.
Got a Kanye arc going.
Nah, Kanye is crazy, dude. This shit I learned from fucking sheer experience, man. Sheer logic.
So what are we talking about?
Talking
Well,
about
Eric has a
like,
message that he would like to deliver to the world, but he needs some refining and some criticism from us. So
yeah.
basically, we have to attack all of his point of views and try and help him refine his thought process and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's because like I'm built different, man. Like I'm just gonna admit it, right? And like I need like to translate my way of life into like common
In,
speak.
into a message that everyone can understand, basically.
How do
Right.
y'all know each other?
Eric and I,
Uh,
we're real life friends. We met each
Well,
other.
yeah, you said that, but
He
Oh.
saved my life, basically. I mean, I don't know. Like, what the fuck am I?
I'm asking how you know each other. This is not a
We
debate
played League of Legends together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
in real life.
well,
Yeah. Well, initially.
yeah.
Oh, I got you. So you met online, but you've met each other. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you. Alrighty.
What else would you like to know?
Nothing. Just curious. I didn't know if y'all
7
worked
inches,
together.
I didn't catch that.
I was just
last-
curious. I was just curious how y'all met. That's all.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought maybe y'all worked together.
No. I typically like meeting people I find interesting. That's why I said meeting up with you guys would be interesting too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So what's? I still don't know what we're talking about. He's Jesus. What?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we talking
Alright,
about?
so basically, via his life experience in the past 15 years, roughly, he's just recently reawakened to a message delivered to him via his experience, and now he wants to be able to spread it to the rest of humanity to make humanity better. But as you already know, my personal opinion is humanity is never going to be able to be better. And
Well, it's already
anytime-
better in some
Sorry,
ways.
guys.
No.
I need to leave. Guys, I need to leave for 10 minutes. I'll be back.
10 minutes? Okay, that sounds good. Okay, look. I'm sorry, Daniel. Your idea of incremental better is not better.
No, that's a decent
it's-
idea. It's a good.
It's the
It's a good
definition
idea.
of better.
Yeah, no, I
A little
use
bit
that,
better
man.
is still better.
I use that, dude. I swear to God, Daniel. Like that's the step shit. You know, like just one day at a time, man. That's all it takes.
Yeah, incremental is the way
straight up.
for better.
Like incremental, and then like when you make a mistake, you learn from the mistake, yeah, and then you grow, and then you move on, and then you one at a day, and then it's not that complicated, with the right fucking attitude, the right like input, you get the right output,
Yeah, that's hard to disagree with.
right?
True.
That's
I
why.
guess.
That's why I just like what do you do for the body, right? How do you? We got that down pat, right? Like how to make an excellent human body, right? Like you fucking work it out. You go to the gym. You feed it what it needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Steroids.
you do the no, fuck. I mean, maybe, but like we can get that down the road. But like the brain's the same thing, right? You have to like feed it the right shit and work it out.
Yeah, but okay. First, here's the problem with your method, right? You're talking about already developed human beings who are set in their ways, most likely. They're not going to be able to take your message and then change via whatever programming you're doing.
I kind of disagree.
You want to give
man.
me a second? The girlfriend is
No.
calling, so you guys continue chatting for a second.
God damn. So this fucking world that we live in, man, I swear to God.
It's a very professional podcast he runs.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, like literally, like what I'm talking about right now. He's just like, fucking brainwashing. Like, how about I just use words instead of, real fucking face-to-face conversation and empathize with people and exploit my empathy for them. Like, no, fuck that shit, dude. Fucking phones. I hate my phone, dude.
I mean, it's a useful device, but
It is a useful device. I just like
could
don't
be a
use it to
problem.
communicate. Because it's a shit communication. Like, if you want to actually like express yourself, like even face to face words are like good enough.
yeah, but much better than texting.
Yeah, much better than texting, yeah, and then much better than a bunch of other shit, But you want to get to know someone, you either fucking fight them or you dance with them.
Oh, I don't know about dancing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Not a dancer.
Oh, you should be. How you communicate with the ladies.
No, that ain't how I communicate.
Well, there's other ways, I guess, but that's the most direct.
No, I just insult them until they fall in love with me.
All right, I mean, I guess that works.
Oh, jeepers. I'm sorry about that.
You could
Yes.
dance too, though. I mean, that works.
Did I miss something?
No,
What were you
just
guys
talking about like
about?
communication.
He's not a phone fan.
Yeah, I was like
Yeah, and I
bitching at
see his
you
point.
behind your back and telling you how unprofessional you're being, like literally talking on a phone in a podcast, talking about like how phones like are shit and like how it's like we should empathize with people and you're there fucking just like speaking through a box to like another human being or whatever.
Listen. When the wife calls, she gets priority, even if it's a podcast.
Yeah, I bet she
gets
does.
priority.
Yeah, I bet she does, dude.
Yeah. As
Bound-
Angie said in our little message, I'm whipped.
Sometimes females they like it when you have your own boundaries,
I definitely have my own boundaries. Don't worry, I'm pretty set. But yes, I kind of lost track of our conversation. What we were saying. Oh yes, humans set in their ways. Your message might not be able to be delivered, or they might not care for it. So then, what are you gonna do then?
I mean, what do you mean care for it? Like, oh, they don't want to be happy? Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah, but that's not the kind of that's a problem. That mentality isn't gonna make the world a better place, right? You're saying basically, I'm gonna give them the answers. If they accept it or not, that's up to them. That doesn't make a better world.
Well, I mean, that's part of it, right? So, like, the first thing I'm doing is that I'm writing a book, right? And I'm having it criticized by Jordan Peterson. Like I said, I already emailed him and everything, and we're talking back and forth. It's like a
No.
famous, yeah,
No.
yeah. Well,
Eric, he is not the type of person you want to be.
it doesn't matter who it is, dude.
Well,
He's
he's
a
got an
fucking
audience.
yeah. He
He
has a
may
huge
have an audience,
audience,
but
and he's
he's
a
a
psychologist. It doesn't matter,
he's
dude. That's the point.
garbage.
That's the point, dude. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go talk to Andrew Tate. I'm gonna go talk to everyone. I'm gonna go fucking shake Putin's hand, man. I don't give a fuck, man. Like that's what I'm talking about. My message is universal, dude. I
So we're gonna wait for Maxos to get the message
Sorry, who?
before we hear the message that you have. Are we gonna wait for Maxos to get back?
Oh, I mean, like it's not a
Because I'm
complicated
interested
thing,
in
man.
this message.
It's just like it's strength and empathy.
Oh, pretty straightforward.
It's not a complex thing. Like
Okay, so are
like
you
I don't
saying
know.
are you saying mental fortitude as strength, or are you talking about physical?
Yes, both.
Mm.
Strength and mind and body,
Hmm.
gratitude and empathy.
Okay, but what happens for people who don't have empathy or who lack enough
Well,
to really give a shit?
they have to foster their empathy, and like that's because they weren't fucking surrounded by love and shit, and they have no that like most of it stems from like a sense of like there's no self-worth. People don't have a sense of self-worth. Once you have like a strong sense of self-worth, you start becoming grateful. And then you start fucking wanting to like give back to all the people that have given you that. It's the opposite effect too. If you're miserable, you're gonna be like belligerent towards the people who you think made you miserable and shit. And that's what's going on, school shootings and yada, yada, all that shit, right? It's fucking people are
Hmm.
miserable and they're lashing out. And you need to make those people fucking grateful and shit. You need to give them a sense of self-worth and challenge them and make them believe that they're worth it, that they deserve it. Right? Like that's fucking universal, dude, you know? Like I'm going back to like the Roman ages and shit where like fucking people were proud ass fucking people to be, they didn't conquer the known world and shit because like they had superior weaponry and shit. They did it because they were proud as fuck to be Romans and shit.
But I
Yeah,
heard
but
they
that
were pretty gay.
Who cares? They were all about it, you know? Well, yeah. And guess what? They still had wives and they still fucking had children and shit and people were totally cool with it.
Okay,
Right?
what's going on,
I
people?
didn't say it was a bad thing. I was just saying
It's not. It's not, right? I think it's totes cool, but I also think you have like a role to play
but
in
it's
society.
distracting to be that obsessed with cock in your mouth and your ass and everything.
Wait, what? How is that?
Hey,
Wait, how is
whatever
that
floats your boat, dude.
okay,
But
Maxos,
back
you
then,
missed
it
that,
wasn't a
but go
big
on.
deal, you know? It wasn't a big deal back then because people still had wives. They still fucking bore children. They still did. They did their role to society, and they did their thing. And no one gave a fuck that they had children with their wives, and they fucked the shit out of their friends and shit or whatever. You know, that's just how it was. Like, like procreation was for the wife, and fun was for the dudes. You know, the dudes had fun together. You know, that was cool. And what happened to that? You know, why can't you know? That's fine.
Bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, get the
That
bass
is something
going,
Maxos can get on board with.
Yeah,
But like,
definitely.
those people back then were tolerant and shit. You know, they accepted everyone. You know, like they fucking,
I
like,
I don't think they accepted everyone. They
oh, they
had
fucking did. They
slaves.
they they
They
equally enslaved everyone, dude.
Ugh.
Oh,
Listen,
they fucking did. They enslaved their own people, dude. They enslaved everybody equally. Trust me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
so 1 second, can I guess? So is Eric's message that self-actualization and finding yourself goes through kind of like a more traditionalist and retrieving some older modes of living?
Well, I think that we've just been lucky up until now, man, because like the human race been fucking struggling for 300,000 years and shit, right? And we've just been lucky, man, because like that shit just creates like hard people, you know? And those hard people carried us through history. And up until what, like 50 years ago, the Great Depression, the Second World War, the big baby boom, right? People fucking a bunch of hard men came back, fucked the shit out of a bunch of women, made a bunch of babies. Cool, you know? But like after that, like times got easy. And then people got lazy. And then people got weak and they got scared. And this
so
is where we're at for the first time in history. Like, this is the first time that these conditions have reproduced themselves, where human being has just been let to fucking to handle itself, you know, like, oh, here you go. And this is what happens when like we're let to just sit there and rot and be lazy and shit. Like, we need to make ourselves happy and shit.
Wait,
We
what's
can't like
what
just
happens?
I mean, what do you mean? Like,
You said this is what happens.
little guys
What is-
cutting their own dicks off and shit at fucking 12 years. That's what happens, man. Like, people fucking shooting schools and shit up. That's what happens, man. Like, you know, the people have no sense of identity.
So
Man.
you're
People
for
aren't happy.
eugenics, or what? What's your deal?
No, I'm not here for eugenics. I'm saying like there's obviously a huge problem, and like 40% of households are, you know, they don't have their father figure in them. You know, like, that's fucked. You know. Like, there's obviously a huge fucking problem. People are crazily unhappy and shit, and there's you know, like, there's a reason. Like, there's no
Wait,
empathy in the world.
wait,
Everyone's
Right. So
stuck
what's
into
the
their
message
phones.
then to save these people that are supposedly,
To challenge them. Like, look,
shitty?
like, it's feed body and mind, right, positively, and then remove the negative. Like, as if, like, you know, you don't when you work out your body, you feed it properly. Yeah, that makes sense. And then you fucking work it out. It's the same thing for the mind. Get like feed it proper educational fucking shit, do like positive reinforcement, and then get rid of all the negative shit, man. People need to get the fuck out of like social media and fucking TikTok and all this garbage, man. It's poisoning their minds, man. Like,
okay, but you have problems. Yeah, it's great messaging, let's say, right? But the problem
yeah,
is
sure.
you have society and you have individuals who would not appreciate you trying to educate their
Yeah, I don't
kids.
give a fuck, dude. I don't give a
Hey, but
fuck
that's
about those people,
again,
man.
stop. That is the stupidest point that could have been made. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's like,
I don't think the issue we are having is that Eric's is not entitled to try and educate or change people's mind. I think that's fine. We can talk about the methods, like whether, you know, which methods are more ineffective. But I think I find exceptions with the actual message itself. Like, I don't know if I.
Well,
if
I would like to hear more specifics. It feels
Yeah.
a little vague right now.
yeah, by all means, you know, like, what do you want to know, you know? This is my
Well,
life.
Like, what
It's
are
how I
your
live it, you know?
specific prescriptions that
How
you're
about, I have an idea, Daniel. What about if we pick one of us? Okay, we're all fucked up people, like, completely, totally.
I'm not
And-
fucked up. What are you saying?
Shut up.
I'm pretty cool.
Okay, well then let's pick me then. And so, like, what would you? And so, yeah, let's see what specific, you know, kind of what your message is specific to me, for example.
Oh, what do you want?
Yeah. So let's see. I am. I don't have a good job. I don't like my job. I hate my career.
Right.
I am not finding good friends. I'm not finding love. I'm not happy with. You know.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like, and then like the my solution to that is like what I want to do basically is I'm gonna start like well, the first thing is the book, and then I'm gonna start podcasting and shit and get like all around and go all around and maybe
No,
probably
that's fine. That's great. But like, actually,
no.
do a session for me. Do me now.
Yeah. I mean, if you let me finish, I'll get to that. And so I want to do the podcasting thing, and then I want to do like I want to like set up schools and shit, like, right? So they're gonna be like schools that like teach like fucking good skills and shit, like useful skills. I want to fucking teach people how to dance again. I want to teach people how to cook. I want to teach people like all these great life skills, and I give them like the theory classes about like the kind of the theory of mine or whatever, like my you know my life theory or whatever. And then like whatever all these like other skills and shit, and then like that's where like people will like meet up, right? Like it'll be like curricular whatever after school shit, and then they can enter at like all ages or whatever, and it'll like pay for itself or whatever, and people will be able to like have a sense of community again, right? Like you'll go there and you'll like actually go meet people and shit that are like have similar minded, that want to like have self growth. I want to have self growth and all this shit that are like in that mindset, right? And then like everyone could be like fucking whatever learning together and shit, and there'll be like places to work out, mind and body, and like whatever, and like all the skills that they need, you know, in life
Like
to like succeed.
meetup.com. Yeah, they got meetup.com.
Yeah, but that's a fucking website. Like I'm talking a real place, man. Like
Yeah.
you go there, it's
Well,
like
no,
a
no,
community
but that's-
center. You meet real fucking people and
people
shit. You
do
put your phone
meetups
down.
On
Yeah,
meetup.com,
you
and
can
they
go
meet
there,
in
and then like
person.
and there's like actual activities and shit like every week or whatever. You like you go
Yeah,
we'll go like
that's
to
a
the
thing now.
Yeah, you go to the dance hall and shit or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you do your thing, you know, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that's been a thing for a while.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy.
No,
It's just
that's a good
like,
thing. Yeah. That's a
yeah,
good
it's
So
thing.
you
just
just
like, you
wanted
know,
to kind of like community organizer, basically.
yeah, and then like I want like to put like incentivize like everyone to do it and shit, right? Just like anyone could just pick it up and just start their own anywhere, right? And then like spread the fucking word like wildfire and shit, right? And then I just get people back into communities, get people fucking learning interesting skills, get people fucking motivated about their lives again, meeting people, having support networks, positive reinforcement, mind and body, you know, like it's just it's self-fulfilling.
Okay, so I want to point out a couple of things though. Like
Yeah.
your messaging, the possibility of doing all these community meetups and all that kind of shit works. But the problem is society is shit, right? And these people
Oh my
have
God,
shit.
dude.
Listen, they have shit lives. Just because
Yes.
you're
Oh
giving
my
them an
God.
outlet. Listen, okay, listen. Just listen. They are stuck in situations that aren't the best. You may be giving them like a little outlet for a temporary relief, but then they still have to return to a shit society or a shit system that they're forced to fucking live in. You see where the
No,
problem
man.
is? Like your
Because like
messaging may save them for a brief second, but the moment they have to go
no.
back into that, you don't think so.
No, because when you like actually like teach people like fucking self-worth and shit and they go back to their jobs and shit, like it's a whole nother fucking ball game, man. Like when their
No, it isn't.
managers,
No. Okay,
yes it
look,
is, man.
I will give you
Like dude, trust me, you change
I'll
the
give you a
people, man, and you'll change the whole fucking system, man, like
no,
dominoes.
no, no. I'm telling you
Yes.
that doesn't work. It does not work. You may
Why
change an
doesn't it not
individual
work? Why does it not work? Darnell, prove
because
it.
there are so many things that restrict people from making actual changes, right? Yeah, you give them a message, you make them healthier, but at the same time, they have to provide for themselves. They have to keep a roof over their head. They have to
Yeah.
stay in that shit job. They are
Bro,
still
man,
gonna.
I fucking I provided for myself, man, for $4,000 a year, man. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
trust me, you know, like these people, like they'll, you
Where were
know,
you
like
living?
that's on the South Shore.
On the South Shore of
Bro, I
where?
live
He
Montreal.
lives like 5 minutes away from me.
He didn't. Well, then he didn't make it on 4K a year.
Yeah, I did.
Knowing her, yeah.
Which buddy's couch?
Bro, Darnell knows like the first fucking room I had, man. Like
Yeah.
it was a tiny room in a fucking basement, man, and it made me sneeze, dude. So like, yeah.
So I have a question, okay? So I speak several languages. I know how to make wine.
Mm,
I work out every day.
that's
I
awesome.
have a job that is in that several
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. I can write poetry, but I'm
Cool.
still miserable.
Yeah, it's because you
Let's
haven't because
restrain.
people are
Let's.
No, what I'm trying to say is that like I have a little bit of a like I hate to make this point because like when you're saying, you know, hey, let's give people ability to, you know, do their thing, work out, learn skills. Like I am 1,000,000% in favor of that. But I think that the unhappiness that people experience in life is so much deeper than that. And I don't know that by cultivating those things really we are fixing a problem. Like it's more of
well,
a hope in some
well,
cases.
how do you feel? How do you define empathy?
Empathy is like the ability of basically sort of putting yourself in somebody's shoes and feel the way other people feel.
Exactly, right?
Mm.
That's the key, man. Like that's the big fucking part people are missing. It's like they're not
Are you
exploiting their empathy.
Yeah,
so?
I'm not sure how
Is there a correlation with people being empathetic and being happy?
Absolutely. It's a huge part of being happy.
Okay, you're
It's a
gonna have
huge
to
part of
explain that
being
to them.
it's a huge part of being happy for like and doing good for other people and for your own sake. It's crazy. Like empathy is amazing.